Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm finally doing Tara of Kitten Sweets and Taro, her tea tarot, or tarot tea. I can't remember. I'll look it up before I post this. Her tag on tea and mugs and all that goodness. Now I'm going to start with sort of my mugs. Some of them you will have seen in my vlogs. Like this one, I hold this one quite often. It fits in my hand really nice. It gets all nice and warm and lovely, and I love this one. Same with this one. You will have seen this quite often. It's such a nice sort of, I love the feel of it in my hands. And I think what she said was that this one got her thinking about doing this tag, my red mug with hearts on. You will have seen me use this quite a bit as well. I tend to like pick a mug and then use it for a couple of days in a row, and often I film my videos in a row, so you will see me with the same mug over and over and over again. This one started off my collection over here. I left most of my mugs, no, all of my mugs back in Holland. I left them there. But this one is quite a boring one and I don't really like it. We just use it for when people come over. This was part of our first dinner set. So yeah, we got 4 of these. I think with the exception of my latest mug, this is the only one that we've got 4 of. I've got 2 of the green one, and the other ones are all one-offs. You would have seen this one in my videos as well. This is quite a recent purchase. All those like big mugs that I've shown you have all been Poundland jobbies, so if you're interested in buying a nice mug in the UK, go to Poundland. Yeah, because they're only £1. Who would have guessed? And they're quite nice. This one I don't use, and it's technically not mine, but I'm a Capricorn as well. So this one's ties, and they do one for like every sign. And it says on the back, colours for the Capricorn are sort of like a brownish colours and grey. Then it says rational, practical, down to earth, competitive, frugal, passionate, careful, reliable, and then like it has some more like keywords and stuff. Chinese evergreen, I've no idea. Element earth. Yeah, so a Capricorn mug. Another one that's technically not mine. Those in the UK will recognise this type of mug. It's a Easter egg mug, came with a chocolate Easter egg. They do that a lot over here, not so much in Holland. So yeah. Yeah, no, it's a BBC trademark one. So it's the Doctor Who Cyberman. He's quite a Doctor Who fan. He's watched it ever since he was little, and he's got all of the Doctor Who all the way up to like the very first one, and he watches them, and he's quite the fan. This one was an Easter egg one for me. It's a Desperate Housewives one. I used to use this quite a lot, but now, like, compared to like this one, it feels quite small, so I don't really use it all that often anymore. This one was my first one that I got when I moved over here. I used it a lot for hot chocolate. It's perfect for that, especially with some like marshmallows on top. Yum. I don't use it a lot anymore. It's sort of in the back of the cupboard. but I quite like it, so maybe I should move it back forward again. I haven't really measured how much actually goes in this one, but I imagine where it's tall it will stay warmer maybe for longer than wider ones. Yeah, so I'll have to measure this and see how I go. Now another one that isn't technically mine, but I love it, and even though I don't really use it all that often, it's a Halloween mug, and it's huge, huge. It has like a cat with a pumpkin on it, and it says, "How long does this spell last?" I really love it though. When I did a lot of painting, like art journaling, I would sometimes use it for my water. Then this one, yeah, I think this came with hot chocolate sachet and some marshmallows. I've not really used it because it doesn't fit a lot, but it looks nice, so I've kept it. It's nice. And then this one is from Efteling, which is a theme park that I used to work at. Me and Ty went there one year during the winter season, when all the fairy characters have all got woolly hats and scarves, and they all go, "Oh, it's so cold." And we had a really nice hot chocolate in this. It's from a hot chocolate brand, and at the end you get to keep your mug. So we got 2 of these, and I've been very, very careful with them, wrapped them all up to take them home again, and yeah, we do use them, but thankfully it's not been hot chocolate season just yet, so when it comes back to having hot chocolates, I will definitely use this again. It's a bit much for tea, I think, but it's a nice mug. It's a really nice mug. And this one, and there's tea in it, which is why I've kept it over on that side, just to make sure I'm not going to knock it. Is my latest one. I got this, well, I got 4 of them, which is quite funny because they didn't know that, well, I'll tell you. They are from a shop, a Dutch shop called Hema, which is kind of, you can kind of compare it to Woolworths or Wilko's in the UK, but they have all their own brand stuff. Nothing like from other brands. It's all Hema stuff. They do have shops in the UK, and like once a year I'll treat myself to like a online purchase over there, because I want to make sure that the shop keeps going, because I really, really love that they're there now. It was one of the shops that I really missed when I first moved over here. My aunt is a brand manager, and when she came over she got me a bag with all kinds of goodies, including 2 mugs. And then for my wedding, like at the wedding itself, my sisters and their partners came with a big basket of all kinds of stuff, and it had 2 of those same mugs. So now I've got a set of 4. I'm going to put, like, because we don't get people over all that often, so I'm going to put 2 away just to make sure that they don't get chipped or anything, and then I'll leave 2 out. So I've got 2 of those mugs ready for me to use. They're really nice. They're a nice size. They're not as big as this one. I think there's about 100 millilitres difference. But yeah, they're sort of like, they're a nice size. They fit my hand really well. Ooh, it's hot. I'm having peppermint tea at the minute. But I'm now going to put all of these mugs away again, and I'll go and grab my tea and show you. See you in a bit. And I'm back. I've got my little table here, which you can't see, but it's one of those TV dinner tables. I've got it full of tea that I'm going to show you. I'll start with the ones that I don't really drink all that much, or at all really. The at all one is the English breakfast tea by Typho. I don't know where we got that one. Like the brand itself, I'm not brand loyal, as you will see. It's just to have a tea for when people do come over. But I don't really drink like English breakfast tea unless I am visiting people. Then I've got the Tea Pig. They're really nice teas, but they're really expensive. They're about £4 a pack of these. So they're like a treat thing, but I think we found this one in a discount. But it's licorice and peppermint, and I try not to have too much licorice because I've got high blood pressure, so I tend to stay away from this, but every now and again it is very nice. So I do have it every now and again. And we got another Tea Pig here, lemon and ginger. I'm not a mega fan of ginger tea, but I do like it of a morning, lemon and ginger, just to get me started. Again, like I said, Tea Pig is quite an expensive brand, so this is sort of like a treat. How am I going to do all this? Then we go to the green tea, which I've got another, like a pure green tea, but I didn't bring that down. This one's nice because it's a selection, so it has, I've still got some cranberry green tea, orange and lotus flower, pineapple and grapefruit. Yeah, that's it. Because I wasn't quite sure about green tea. I know it's got like caffeine in it, and I don't often drink teas with caffeine, or teaing, whatever you call it, so I don't often drink it, but it is nice for when you do. But I just noticed, best before July 2014. Does tea ever go off? I don't know. Leave a comment below before I drink any more of this. Maybe this is good, so I can have sort of like a sort out of my cupboards. Then I've got a jasmine green tea. That is really nice. It makes it a little bit more smooth. And again, this is PG Tips. I told you, like, I'm not like brand loyal, but I just do love having a look at the tea aisle, and just like tea makes me really happy. So yeah, PG Tips. If you're in the mood to be pampered, our smooth green tea infused with the floral flavour of jasmine is the one for you. It's the closest we've come to a bag rub. A back rub in a tea bag. So that's nice. Oh, and this one's still alright. August. August of this year. Last time my parents came over, not this time for the wedding, but a couple of years before that, they brought me this one, which is a Dutch blend. It's Pickwick, which is a very, I don't know if it's a Dutch brand, because I've seen it here as well. The Dutch introduced tea in Europe. Until that time, tea was tea was a very costly thing. Delicate teas were kept in a locked tea, like a tea cupboard, by the lady of the house. She would always keep the key to that little cupboard on her. Yeah, and pouring the tea during tea afternoons in theekoepels, like a little tea houses, I suppose, was the ultimate gesture of hospitality. So yes, Pickwick. Again, 2015. Let me know if this is still alright. This one has, does it say, because it's where it says Dutch blend, because I'm sure it had like orange and stuff. I can't find where it says. Based on orange pekoe, I've no idea. 400 years of tea history. Oh, here we go. Right under the seal where I can't read it. Black tea with pineapple peel. So that's what it is. And they brought me 2 boxes, and I had the first box, and it is really, really nice. Then we have the Earl Grey, which I don't drink enough of. I do like Earl Grey. Yeah, I prefer that to English breakfast. But I don't like discover our Earl Grey with vanilla. I hate vanilla. I've always hated vanilla. I can't have it. It makes me feel nauseous. I can't even stand the smell. I don't do vanilla candles or anything like that. And Lady Grey. Lady Grey is zesty, orange and bright. A pale golden tea infused with refreshing citrus flavours. So, yeah, the Earl and the Lady. Again, I don't drink the Earl and the Lady Grey often enough, really. I should sort of rotate them, shouldn't I? Then this one's more for like winter time, a nice chai. This is the only tea that I drink with milk. I do like it, but I don't drink it during like spring and summer. It feels like a autumny, wintry tea for me. It's like really warming, and because it's spicy. The journey from the tea garden to your cup. Yeah, they always like putting whole stories on the back of their cups, on the back of their teas. Then I've got a chamomile tea, still sealed up. Let's check the date on that one. That's still alright. Still within the year. I do like chamomile tea when I'm feeling a bit ugh, or just before bed, because it does sort of wind me down, and it does feel like a hug in a mug, and I like that. Chamomile is reputed to have relaxing and calming properties. Take a deep breath, hold it, and then breathe out. Now take a sip of your chamomile and let it soothe soothe you all over. Sit back and relax. And that's true. I like it. I really do. Now we come to sort of my daily teas. This one's Defense, which I just bought it because it was like on special. Twinings again. There's a lot of Twinings, but that's because in the supermarket where I do my weekly shop, there isn't an awful lot of choice when it comes to tea. They've got tons and tons of English breakfast, but anything other than that, they don't have an awful lot of. So when I do see something that I like the look of, and it doesn't have either a load of ginger, because there's loads of teas with ginger and I'm not a massive fan, or licorice, like a load of licorice. Like licorice is like the #1 thing like in the tea, or vanilla. Then I just leave it. So this one is Defense, which like it's supposed to support your immune system. A little under the weather, the taste of this reviving infusion will perk you up. It's got blackcurrant, and I never know how to. Is it echinacea? Echinacea? I don't know. That. It's got that, and hibiscus and all kinds. Eucalyptus. It does have ginger. It has nettle. Oh, I used to have a nettle tea. Maybe we'll see that in a bit. I often start my day, again, Twinings. I did say I wasn't like a brand loyal person, but it looks like I am. I love these little sets because it gives you a chance to like try some out. This one is a fruity one. It has cranberry and raspberry, which is really nice and tangy. Then it has a mango and strawberry, which is really nice and fruity. Blackcurrant and blackberry, which is nice as well. It does tend to make your cup go a bit weird greyish, like your water, which is weird. And then St. Clemens, I like citrus teas anyway, so that's really nice. Yeah, I tend to go for like these box sets because then you get like more different flavours, and if you don't like one of them, then you're not wasted a whole box. And I also often put like more than one brand of bags in these boxes once I've cut down a little bit on them, because I just noticed that I've got a pucker detox in this one, which also came in a little box set. And what I am drinking at the moment is the Pucker 3 Mint. Cheers. Which is organic peppermint, spearmint and field mint, and I like having that sort of after dinner because it's like a dinner mint, but it's not a mint, it's a tea. Yeah, so those are those, yes. Then I've got, I could do with it just a tea box, which I always wanted a tea box, but it turns out I've got far too many teas. So I tend to sort of like pile them all on. I can show you, it's got another chamomile one from a hotel somewhere. It's got a lemon trio in here, which are just like these sort of bags that you like tear apart. Then I've got a pomegranate and raspberry, I think that's Twinings as well. Blueberry and apple, that one's really lovely. Apple and pear. Some sweeteners. I try to keep those sort of away from any moisture because that's what kills them. And then I've got a peppermint and nettle. Those are really nice after dinner as well. Those are those kind of bags. And then I've got some peppermint. This is Tesco's Finest, their own brand. But I've recently discovered that these baggies are sort of plastic. I don't want that. It's bad enough that most of the tea bags are, bleached. I'm not as, like, I should look out more for like unbleached tea bags, or maybe go completely over to loose tea, but then it's difficult to just pour one cup of tea, I think, and I tend to have one cup at a go. This is Taylor's, which is a slightly more expensive brand. It's Rose Lemonade, and that's really nice. I was a bit dubious, but again, this was on special, so like on clearance or whatever. And yeah, I tried it and it's really nice. I was worried that it was going to taste a bit soapy, but it doesn't. And then I've got nearly dropped them all. 2 Sleepy Teas by Clipper. Clipper is a very nice brand. I really like them. But yeah, like they tend not, like in the supermarket where I go, they tend to not have as many choices. So they often have like the Sleepy Teas, but not any other ones. The difference being, I forgot, like, where does it say the ingredients? Chamomile, lemon balm, lemongrass, lavender, fennel seed, rose hip, spearmint, and this one is cinnamon, chamomile, rooibos, lemon balm, valerian root. Yeah, so I like those, both of those very much. I tend to have them when I am suffering from insomnia, like I was last night. And then when I finally give up and get up to have some tea, I will have them. I should really have them before bed. Do I think about that? No, I don't. And then last but not least, it's rooibos. This is an Asda own brand, Asda's a supermarket. Again, I just grab whatever brand I can. I like rooibos, especially if I'm having an ucky day. It feels like a hug in a mug. I don't do the ones with any extra flavouring, because mostly it is vanilla and ugh. So yeah, but I know that rooibos in Africa is used to reduce stomach cramps. Even in little babies, they put a couple of drops of rooibos in the bottle. So yeah, it does feel sort of huggish, and yeah. How many cups a day do I drink? I often start with, and I grab the ones that are closest, which is silly because, as you see, I've got loads of tea. I should sort of rotate it a little bit more. But lately I've been starting my day off with one of these, or a citrusy sort of tea. And then in the evening I often grab one of them after dinner. And if I have another tea during the day, I'll just pick whichever one I fancy, which often is a fruity tea, or a herbal tea. But yeah, I now that I see the Earl Greys and the Lady Greys and all that, I think, oh, maybe I should start drinking them again. And the green teas, I've kind of neglected them, so I should go back to drinking them as well. And yeah, maybe ending my evening with a sleepy tea to sort of send me off, and maybe that will help my sleeping pattern. Who knows? As I said, I drink my tea black, aside from the chai. That really confused my mother-in-law when I first moved over. And even now when we go and see them, if she asks, do you want a cup of tea? And she starts making tea for the whole family, I come into the kitchen with her. Like, I do that anyway, just to have a chat and whatnot. But I sort of move my cup to the side just to make sure she doesn't accidentally still pour milk in mine, because she is known to still do that. I have my tea with either sweetener. I try not to use like the sweetener that I've got in that box. I don't often use that. I take that on holiday with me and things like that when I can't take a whole like big jar of stevia. Or I use honey, and I really like that, but I want to reduce that because, you know, sugar and all that. But I am a sweet girl, so I do like my sweetness still. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm impressed with the amounts of tea I've got or slightly disappointed. I do have some other teas that still in my cupboard that are either duplicates or I just really don't drink. I've got a cinnamon tea that I don't really use, even though I really like cinnamon tea, but you know, you have to be in the mood for it. But yeah, that was it really. I really enjoyed this, and it was a good excuse to sort out my cupboards. But yeah, please let me know, does tea ever go off, and is it safe to still drink tea that's been out of date for like 3 years? So yeah, cheers. Hope you enjoy your cuppa, and please do your own response to this if you've got really nice mugs to show off, or really nice and different teas, because tea makes me really happy. I will see you again very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.